What's up, folks, and welcome back to Dyce Reacts. We are staying in Poland tonight, where we are going to be checking out. I went to the November 11th march in Poland. My experience. Very much side checks one out. We ain't going to waste no more time. We're just going to get right into it, folks. We're going to get right into it. Oh, yeah.
I am back in Krakow for a couple of days, and then I'm going back to Warsaw. My family's actually visiting me here in Poland, so I'm super excited about that. And by coincidence, they happened to be here during Independence Day. So yesterday we went to the main center of Krakow and we got to participate and see what was going on during the march. Because it's in Krakow, I think it wasn't as intense as maybe how it was in Warsaw. A lot of people were warning me that the march in Warsaw would be super intense, but from what I've seen, it was pretty tame. Nothing too crazy, nothing too violent. It's just people showing that they're very proud for their country. So one thing that my family noticed right away, we were very surprised by how many families were out there. And I think it was really touching seeing that families and kids, small kids with the little Polish flag, and everybody, when the national anthem would play, people would start singing along to it, and everybody was participating in the march. And to be honest, it was not really violent or anything at all. It was extremely calm, and I think just Krakow is like that. It's an extremely calm city, right? It was very amazing to see a lot of families just coming together, and everybody was smiling, which is quite surprising because Polish people normally are, you know, not that friendly. People were extremely nice to us, very polite.
I've always wanted to come to Poland because I am fascinated by the history of the Holocaust. Walking around the Jewish quarter, the feel is there. The intensity, even though it's about, what, 80 years ago?
Yeah, 80 years ago. What did you think of the Independence Day march?
That was a nice surprise. Get to see the different uniform, different
Cultures, subcultures of Poland.
Subcultures, the uniform.
You felt safe, right?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. I feel very safe. People are really nice. The Polish food is good. I really liked it, yeah.
It was really touching to me, you know, because there's
I have a question. Why would people say, I think it's Polish people, I'm not too sure. He's saying that people were saying that Warsaw is more intense than Krakow. Give me some more information on that. Why is that? If this is true, that is.
There's a weird thing going on in America right now where if you claim to be proud to be an American and put America first, that's associated with like Donald Trump or being racist or being on the right? But something that I really appreciate about the patriotism here, it does seem like people on the right and people on the left have this common agreement of Poland first, and Poland is a great country and they support the country, and it's not associated with one side or the other. And I think having a sense of patriotism like that is quite beautiful, actually, and knowing that it also crosses over party lines. Maybe people disagree on the way that the country is going and how to fix the country, but at the end of the day, it's quite nice seeing that people can get together and appreciate what Poland is and the country that they've built.
What did you think of Krakow as a city?
It's a smaller city. I wouldn't say it's a town, but I feel like it's a combination of a city and
a town, right? What did you think when we saw the Independence Day march?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Being able to see all of the different, I guess, branches of Krakow come together and march in one parade. They all were wearing different uniforms.
Nice. Was it, before you came to the country, did you expect Poland would be like that?
Honestly, I had no expectations. I never really considered coming to Poland.
It wasn't scary or violent or anything, right?
No, but I never heard any scary or violent comments about Poland in the past. I was never afraid.
I see, because on the media they'll portray it as like, oh, they're like white supremacists.
Really?
Really?
I've never seen that.
One of my friends posted this story: Indians, Arabs, and Asians out there protesting and yelling racist slurs at other immigrants, and I thought that was really funny. It's an observation that I've also made as well, and I try to stay away from on my channel, because obviously I talk about Poland a lot and I really like being here and I get a lot of support from the Polish people, but I am always aware that I am a guest in this country. I will never be Polish, and even if I were to assimilate or to get citizenship, I am still a guest and I'm still an outsider. That's why I observe Polish culture and the society, and I never pretend to be one of them. This is a weird trend that I see going on with a lot of foreigners, where I don't think a lot of them have a deep enough understanding of what the culture is like. So I think a lot of foreigners see what's out there in English media about Poland, or what people from the West are saying about Poland, how Poland is racist, how Poland is all of these things, and they try to pretend to be like the Polish people, but it feels super, super inauthentic, if that makes sense. I'm more of a person that's based on action rather than words. And that's why when a lot of these foreign people come to this country and are constantly praising Poland, but they've been here for 4 or 5 years, 10 years, and still don't speak Polish, to me, I feel like they're being very disingenuous, because if you really cared and respected the culture, you would take the time to really learn about the language. A lot of people are here and they get to enjoy the company, but don't really try to integrate. But
yeah, definitely I can see how if someone is there for many years, they have been there for many years, and he's not the only person that have made a similar remark as to if someone been there for many years and haven't made any effort to learn, not even the basic things, everyday things. I mean, this has a lot to say about them. I would assume as well. Yes. Whether it's negative or positive, I don't know. But certainly, it gives off some type of statement to Polish people, I would assume.
Go to these marches or try to perform how much they love Poland and how great it is. I know a couple of content creators that are like that just constantly hype up the country. But if you look at their life and you see what have they done to try to integrate into the culture, really learn about the history, really learn about the language, they don't. And that to me feels very, very hollow. And it's taking advantage of the pride of the Polish people, because they're very proud of their country. They want to see their country being spoken highly of by other people. I think a lot of people are also just speaking really, really highly about the country, not going really deep, and doing only superficial content just so they can pump up the views. If you look at a lot of foreigners' content on the Independence Day, it's always just oh my god, Independence Day touched me, it was so amazing, it was so great, I love what Poland stands for. But I see it and they're all kind of saying the same things, right? It feels so disingenuous. It feels like they're just doing it to get the likes and the views, and so they can get the acceptance of the Polish people. Now I think a lot of people could argue that I have done that on my channel, and I think that's totally fair, but I also think I've done enough of negative videos or really in-depth videos about the culture where I talk about the both good and the bad. And I'm also always very clear that no matter what, I know that I'm a guest in this country and I act accordingly, and I will never pretend to be Polish. But with that being said, I thought the Independence March was quite amazing. It's really beautiful seeing countries being proud to be from their country, and I really admire that from here it's not fake. Because in America, all of us say we're proud to be American, but because we haven't had any immediate wars or any real crazy events, maybe since 9/11, but that was 24 years ago already, right? Here it just kind of hits different, because if you know Polish history, everything that they experienced during World War II, how they were under the communists for a very long time, there's a lot of people alive today who were alive during the communist times. When people say that they're proud to be Polish and they're proud for the independence and the freedom, it really hits different because people knew what it was like when they didn't have that. When people are very proud and they're marching in support of their country, I feel like it really stands for something, because they really fought for this independence. And that's something that I admire quite a bit. I wouldn't say that I connect with it, but it inspires me a lot. And when I see people singing the national anthem and people are very proud of the country, it's like this family thing where Polish people secretly kind of hate each other, but they get together when it matters. And that to me is the most important thing. When it counts, people support each other. Is there unity? Are they there? And it seems to me that even though a lot of Polish people complain about their country, and a lot of them complain about each other, they would die for their country and they would fight for their country. And that's something that I don't think I have the courage to do. I don't know if I would go to war for America, just because I don't think that's my place. I don't think I'm a soldier like that. But when people are so willing to fight for their country, it's something that I truly respect. I know there's a lot of people that have that passion and are the warriors in a tribe, and they want to fight for their country, and I think that's quite admirable. But my parents were pretty impressed by it. It was not violent, it was very peaceful. We got to see a lot of the history, a lot of the people wearing their traditional Polish clothing. I didn't really get the sentiment that it was racist at all. It seemed a lot more just people were proud of their country. It seemed like people were not exactly there out of obligation, but more of just personal pride for country, and I found that very, very respectable. Next year, I think I want to go see the march, but I definitely want to do it in Warsaw. I heard a lot of things can get crazy or whatever, but to be honest, I don't know, I'm very curious and I kind of want to document that.
Yes, this was very interesting, and he made a lot of good points there, and he's someone that I've seen have said that, because many people who do content, they just only see positive. They don't want to criticize and see anything that's, even if it may sound negative, but it's just criticism, what you dislike and what you like. You can't like everything, but some people just sugarcoat, and they just want to be on the good side of not just Polish people, but any type of content they do. When you don't do your research or you don't do things on your own, you tend to just hear what the media has to say or what people have to say, and then it's stuck in your psyche for such a long time until you yourself put some effort and work into find out about a country. There are a few comments I've seen in some of my videos, and I was taken aback by it maybe a couple of months ago, and some of the comments were they were not nice at all. They were on the you know what I mean, they were on the side that he's talking about there, and I was like, wow, this can't be the Polish people. That I definitely, there are some people that have a strong type of feeling towards other races, and I got some of those remarks, not a lot but a few, and I was like, wow. I was shocked, but I was not shocked because it was the first time I saw a comment of that nature, and it didn't. I stopped for a moment. I read it, and I was like thinking, and then I just shook it off, and it still hasn't deterred me thinking about the country Poland any differently. You know, it doesn't represent the whole country. I can understand why he's saying that many people don't want to talk about the negatives, they just want the likes and the views. But hey, I'm being real. I'm telling you guys how I feel. I'm just saying what's on my mind. Like I said, hit me up with some more information as to why he said, well, someone told him or people told him that Warsaw is more intense than Krakow when it comes to the independence match. So I want to know why that is. Hit up in the comments with some more information about that. If you want to see that long drawn out, you're going to hit me up on Dyce Reacts, Buzzin Reactions. This is where I'm going to be making my exit. Until next time, peace out.